Hello class, good morning. So before we start for today, get your book and pencil and open it on 127 because we will start our discussion in understanding decimals. So now let's talk about decimals. Considering this rectangle as a whole, and we will divide it into 10 equal parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this one part is equal to 1/10 since the whole part is divided into 10 equal parts. So this is 1/10, or we can write this as 0.1 or 1/10. So if you are going to multiply this into 10, since this is whole and it is equal to 1/2 times 10 is 1, and 0.1 or 1/10 is equal to 1. But what if we will get 3 parts? So 1, 2, 3, then it is equal to 3/10, or in decimal we can write it as 3/10 or 0.3. Next, what if we'll get this part? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can write this as 8/10 or 0.8 or 8/10. So next is 1/100, or we can write it as 0.01 tens, hundreds. So we read this as 100 or 100. Next is 1,000. So we can write this one as 0.001. Ones, tens, hundreds, or tens, hundreds, thousands. So we can read this as 1,000. Next is 10,000. So we can write this as 0.01234. This is tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So in reading decimal points, or the place value of decimal points, starts with tens, hundreds, thousands. Remember that we start from right to left, or we start after the point. So tens, hundreds, thousands, and mind you, we add THS. So if we're gonna read this one, 12 and 385 thousands. So we need to consider the place value of the last digit in the decimal point. I will repeat, 12 and 385 thousands. Or we can read this as 12.385. I will repeat, 12.385. So that's how we read and locate the decimal place value. Next is we will going to expand 12.385 thousands. So since 1 is in tens place, so 1 times 10, then plus sign. Since 2 is in ones place, 2 times 1, then add. Since 3 is in tens place, or 0.01, we can multiply it as 3.1 plus 8 is in hundreds, so we can write this as 8 times 0.01 plus 5 is in thousands place. So we can write this as 5 times 0.001. So that's how we expand this given number, 12.385,000. So 1 times 10, 2 times 1, 3 times 0.1, 8 times 0.01, and 5 times 0.001. So if we multiply these given expressions, so the answer is 10, 2, 3 times 0.1 is 0.3, 8 times 0.01 is 0.08, and 5 times 0.001 is 0.005, or it is equal to 12.385 thousandths. So our first example in fractions to decimals is 23 hundredths. So since the denominator is hundreds and the point is here, because this is considered as whole, just move the decimal point twice, tenths, hundredths. So if we're going to write this, 23 hundredths in decimal is 0.23 or 23 hundredths. Next, 150 hundredths. So just move the decimal point twice because this is hundreds, tenths, hundreds. So if we're going to write this into decimal, 1.50. Number 3, 285 ten thousandths. So 285 ten thousandths. So since this is 10 thousandths, just count tens, hundreds, thousands, 10 thousandths. So add 0 here. So if we're going to multiply, or if we're going to write this in decimal form, it can be written as 0.0285. So next is from decimal to fraction. First is 0.5 tenths. So we can write this as 5 tenths. Next, 0.17 hundredths. So we can write as 17 hundredths. Anyway, we can reduce this 5 tenths into 1/2. Just like simplifying fraction or equivalent fraction in our previous topic. Next is 2.25 hundredths. So we can write this as 2 and 25 hundredths. Or we can rewrite it as 2 and 1/4. Because we simplified 25 hundredths, that's why we get 1/4. Next is let's proceed to place value and value. So we need to know the place value of each digit. So this is tens, hundreds, thousands. So the place value of 6 is hundreds. How about the value of 6? So since 6 is in hundreds place, or we can just write 0.06 or 6 hundredths. Next, 243.16 hundreds. So what is the place value of 2? So since this part is whole number, ones, tens, hundreds. And what is the value of 2? 200. And next is 0.2135 or 0.2135 ten thousandths. So the value or place value of 5 is 10 thousandths. And its value is 0.0005 or 5 thousandths or 5 ten thousandths. For your activity, answer the following. Explore B on page 131, practice A on page 131. Take a photo of your answers, send it by private message, deadline October 20. That's all.